one thing that I guess I would always want people to know about you is that like you have this maybe tough exterior that maybe not a whole lot of things faze you or bother you, but, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, but what I've come to what I've come to know just being your friend and being in your life is like you are deeply sensitive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you are impacted by things. Not that you care, like, not that you are idolizing what people say about you and obsessing over what people say, because you don't. You actually manage that way better than most people. Like, you draw clear boundaries, and even with people in your life, like, you draw clear boundaries of what is healthy for you to know and what is not healthy for you to know, which I respect. But you are, like, a softie.
Yeah, I mean, because the exterior is a sham.
Yeah.
You know, it's a self-protective mechanism that I developed in light of the softness, you know, because I think growing up, I was ridiculed for how sensitive I was. I was picked on for how quickly I cried. And so I think I had to develop a way to keep that Jackie safe. And so I think in many ways, it served me in ministry because I'm able to take more than the average person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think the Lord knew what he called me to.
Yeah.
He knew what he was going to gift me with. He knew what he was going to have me say. I say hard things all the time. And so I think he knew she has to develop some stamina for ridicule.
Yeah.
Yet at the same time, I think relationally, I think it affects me because I don't think I'm able to be as present or, I don't know, loving of people as I could be because I'm always protecting myself.
So I want to get into, because that just sparks my mind into some of the transformation that I've seen in you over the last few months. And I kind of want to start from the beginning of how we started this whole, you know, after Acts, like, you know.
I be so nervous. I don't be knowing where you finna go. I'm trying to follow the trail.
You don't know where I'm going?
I don't. Go ahead.
Surprise, surprise.
No, not a fan, actually. Go ahead.
So anyway, after Acts, we were like deeply like, over all the things.
Yeah.
And we were just like, you know what?
And each other.
Yeah.
Truthfully.
Like we were just like, whatever. Like we were, we were exhausted of all the things, exhausted of each other, exhausted of the Lord, exhausted of all the things. And then we had a church fast. We had a church, a week of consecration, which I'm so happy that we did.
Yeah.
And that kind of it shifted things in us. I mean, and we talked often and deeply during that time of fasting because number one, we were hungry and we were like, bro.
And we weren't on social because you weren't on socials.
We both weren't on socials. Yeah.
And it was snowing. Because you remember that week?
Oh, yeah, it did snow.
So it's like, we can't even go nowhere, bro. It's like, I'm hungry and I'm at the house and I ain't on social media. And what I'm finna watch?
We can't watch anything because we said we weren't watching TV.
I was watching Chosen.
Yeah, we were watching anything biblical.
Correct.
So like sermons and stuff like that. But we weren't listening to music, not watching TV. We weren't eating. We weren't on social media.
Correct.
We weren't drinking coffee.
Correct. It's the coffee.
We were not drinking coffee.
I really can do without food for long periods of time sometimes, but no
coffee. And you know me, I had no ginger ale.
Lord. No, that ginger ale is crack to you. Crack.
And I didn't have it.
No,
so
you didn't.
It was all the things, but there were like these really, I mean, and not every day was super like a high spiritual day because there were some days where we were just like not in the mood.
Yeah, for sure.
But there were these moments, especially after church, one of those days, I guess Sunday when we first started, and then a couple of days after, where we were just like,
oh, you talking about that one Sunday?
Yeah, where we were talking about
yeah.
We were talking about all the things, but that fast kind of shifted us. So yeah, I want to kind of hear your thoughts on that shift that you've that I've seen, and I know that you've felt, and why, what is the shift? Why is the shift? And why do you think that happened during that week? What was that week like for you of consecration?
Well, truthfully, a lot of the difference happened before the fast. In December, I don't know, the Lord had it out for me in a really particular way. Because I think in my life in the last year or two, it's been a little more intense when it comes to just trials and circumstances. And it feels like I can't explain it. It's like, I feel like he wants to graduate me. And not from high school, just from elementary. Right. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, okay, I think you know enough now, and I think you have enough base to take this because it's time for you to actually go from glory to glory. And by glory to glory, I don't mean from prosperity to prosperity. I mean just depth and sincerity and integrity. And so it's like he's just been calling attention to places in my heart and places in my life that were not fully surrendered. And I think one of the interesting parts is it's very much like Isaiah 6, where it's like, I think when you first come to faith, it's really extravagant. I feel like I said this before, but it's just like, oh, let me stop cursing. Let me stop lying. Let me stop, being addicted to weed. Let me stop getting drunk. Let me stop having sex. Let me stop watching porn. Let me stop doing all the things. But it's like, I'm kind of in this place in my walk where it's the little stuff. Because in Isaiah 6, he looks at the Lord and he says, oh, I'm a man of unclean lips. That seems minor in our culture. But in the presence of God, the closer you get to him, the minor stuff is major. And so I feel like minor things are becoming major to me. And it's like God is no longer giving me the option to not die to it. I think that's the thing. I think he let me get away with stuff for a long time where it's like, yeah, I mean, you just be out here bitter. And I don't want you to do that anymore. And I'm not going to give you peace until you forgive. So it was like so much even of my depression was rooted in me not surrendering deep places of my heart to the Lord. He's like, I'm not going to let you get away with this. Why? You know too much. You know way too much about me. And so I need you to actually live out what you know. And so I think December was that process. So when we got to the fast, I had surrendered a lot of stuff. And so I think the fast was like, I don't know, just taken up a notch. And so I think a big part of it is that was one of the first fasts where I actually replaced food.
Yeah.
Because before it's just like when I would fast, it's just like, I'm just not going to eat.
Yeah.
But it was like, no, I'm going to not eat and I'm going to eat. So when I'm hungry, I'm going to read. When I'm hungry, I'm going to process and worship and pray. And so there was this sense where everything in scripture related to, not everything, but a lot of the scriptures where Jesus talks about himself as food became real to me. So it's like, he's like, take my flesh or eat my flesh and drink my blood, or my flesh is true food, my blood is true drink, or taste and see that the Lord is good, or in Ezekiel or somewhere. Is that Ezekiel? Where he's like, eat the scrolls and it tastes like honey. I think that's Ezekiel. It just was like, oh, that's real life. Where it's like, I remember I told you one time, I was like so hungry because I was just watching YouTube.
The way
I was lusting after food.
We had a whole meeting about what we were going to cook for your Super Bowl party.
No. This is how I knew. This is how I knew. I knew it was the enemy. You was like, I want a McGriddle. We ain't never been talking about no McDonald's.
And you know I hate McDonald's.
But it sounded delicious.
We talked about that McGriddle for at least 20 minutes.
I was having dreams.
Bro.
I had a dream that I was at a food court and it was Thai food and it was Jamaican food. And I said, this is Satan. This is him like, hey, them loaves, like go turn them rocks into loaves. Anyway. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go pray and read the Bible. And I was reading the Bible and I was praying and something strange happened where I forgot I was hungry.